my whole thing a whole lot more complicated, but this thing should be worth it. I actually have two of these. The Inkbird temperature controller for aquariums. It comes with the sensor made for aquariums. I got two of them. I got this one set up. Made sure I got it figured out correctly. I mean, ideally, I would want to turn the heater up because I think this heater down here is set at 76, and so it's getting stuck at 75.9, not doing nothing. That's alright. It's just here as an insurance policy to keep these heaters from cooking the fish. So, what I'm thinking, I know it's not meant to do two aquariums, but I put the sensor in the bottom one, set at 76, so then if one of these thermostats on these go haywire, we'll be alright. So I figure there's more protection. There's definitely more protection of cooking the fish. So, let me tell you how I usually do heaters. Usually, I know they fail. They all do eventually. But I get undersized so that if the worst case scenario happens, then, like, I've had heaters fail. I usually use like 75 or 100 watts on 20-gallon tanks. And then when the heater fails and gets stuck on, then it gets up to about 86 with a 75 to 100 watt heater on a 20-gallon. That's hotter than I'd like to keep my fish, but it's not gonna, at least for guppies, it's not gonna cook and kill them. So that's why I have always done that route. Well, with these tanks being on the floor, I don't even know. I don't think 75 watt heater would even do the trick. So I got 150 watt. If a 150 watt heater sticks in a 20 gallon, it is gonna fry everything in there. So yeah, I guess I need to actually turn the heaters up a few degrees, but I'm not going to. So that both the heaters are off. So this thing is always going to be on, which is fine with me. In case one of them sticks on, then they will shut off. I'm not sure how it'll work out on the other side, because I think what I've done is when I put them heaters in, I think on one of the first ones I turned it, or it comes set on 78. I think I turned it down to 76, and a temperature or two variancy on the temperature controller and the actual heaters, so who knows. I'm sure it says it's 75.9. I'm sure it's somewhere between 73 and 77, but everything will be alright. And I'd like to give a shout out to TM Aquatics. He made a video on these Inkbird temperature controllers that I watched, and even commented and saying those are pretty cool. Thanks for the information, but I'll probably never need one because I swear off heaters. And that was just a week or two ago. And look what I've done. Went and bought heaters, and now I have a temperature controller so that they don't stick and cook my fish. That's all this is an insurance policy to keep my fish from being cooked in case the heaters stick. So that's what we have going on in here now. Alright, I'm going to set up this other one, and I'll walk you through the process. I wanted to get one up and running and make sure it was going to work so I didn't look like a jackass trying to make this video. So, we'll see what we end up with. I'll show you setting up the other one. So, scratch what I was just talking about. I was sitting there thinking about this, and if this thing wasn't ever doing, this thing wouldn't do anything, and the probe is in the bottom tank, but it's also controlling the heater up here. So this heater got stuck on, and this thing never shut off. It would be bad. So what I've done, so that the actual Inkbird controller is running the show and not these $20 Aqueon heaters, is I turned the bottom tank, which is the heater that the probe is in, I turned that up to 84. So then this is controlling the heaters. That way, if the bottom tank down here was still working, and then this heater stuck on, but it was just cycling on and off, this would never shut off. And then we have a problem, because it would just cook the tank. So we want to make sure we have that in there. And 84 on the floor. Oh, that heater would have to run pretty hard to get it up to 84. And so we'll see. It was cycling off and on. It's still at 75.9. We'll see how that works. Alright, now on. I don't want to be giving out bad information. So, and I know this is designed for one big tank with 2 heaters, not 2 smaller heaters on 2 tanks. So I realize that, but I'm giving myself at least some kind of level of insurance from cooking my fish. Alright, now that's cleared up, on to the second controller. So when you open up the box, or when you get the box, I ordered it off Amazon. So yeah, the boxes are not that easy to get open, because my fingers don't fit in this little. Alright, there we go, got that. You open these things up, and this is what you get inside here. Inkbird warranty card, instruction manual. Thing's kind of scary but once you figure it out, it's easy. And then we have the actual controller. Controller. Plug in, probe. Alright, I want to get that all mounted up, then I'll show you how I'm going to set it up. Alright, so the new one is mounted and plugged in, and that's what we've got accomplished so far. You get too close to it, it starts doing that flashy weird shit. Anyway, I'm a dumb American, and I don't know what this C bullshit means. So it's time to set it. See if I can do this without looking like a jackass. Alright. Celsius. We don't want Celsius. We want Fahrenheit. Yeah, now we're cooking. So there you get, that's what the room temperature is looking like in here, with the probe just chilling in the air. So for now, I've got to, I believe, that is the working temperature. I'm going to set that to 76. And then this is the working range, I believe. And so that means, like, if you set it on 76 at 1 degree, it'll come on at 76. Oh, I wasn't fast enough. So if you turn that on 76, it'll kick on at 75. If you set that at 3 degrees and it's at 76, it won't kick on at 73. So I like to keep it within a degree here. So we figure out how to do this. 68. Yeah, so we want 1 degree. And we hold the set button again to save that. And now I'm going to stop the video because I've got to put the sensor in the tank, pull out the heater and turn it up to 84, and so that this thing is running the show. So we'll get that all going, then we'll plug in the heaters and we should be good to go, I believe. Alright, we're completely up and running. So, and these tanks were already at 78, so I went ahead and left it at, set it at 78, and I come over here and set these tanks at 78 as well. So I realize, again, to do 4 tanks, these are intended for a big tank with 2 heaters. Now, what I have going on here is 2 heaters and 2 little tanks. So I have put myself on an insurance policy that if they get stuck, now my past experiences, the glass heaters, when they fail, they get stuck on. That's always been the way it goes. Now these other ones, like these Aqueon Pro style heaters, it's not glass, they end up splitting or just not working. I don't think I've had a glass heater just quit working. I know it happens, but I'm just saying from my experiences. So I am still susceptible to, let's say, if the bottom tank, if the heater is still kicking on, if the heater was still kicking on, and then, but it wasn't, say it lost its heating capacity and it was only working like 20%, and so then this would stay on. But my backup for that is this heater is not going to have, the heater on the higher tank is not going to have to work nearly as hard. So that heater should last a lot longer, and the thermostat should be alright. It's to protect us from that. But we do have that as a risk, since I'm not doing this exactly as it's supposed to be done. But I'm not going to buy a freaking heat controller for little 20-gallon tanks. I mean, it's providing me a fairly good level of insurance. And that situation is the only situation where I'm screwing myself, where if the heater where the probe is in, it still is working but loses its capacity, and then the other heater is running all the time, still working. So we do have that. But the bottom tanks, the thermostats on the actual heaters are turned up to 84, and then these are at 76 or 78, I believe. So hopefully, you know. And then of course I still have the thermometer to monitor it and make sure everything's alright. It's saying like 75, 76, and it's at 76.1, so that's pretty good. And like I said, when I got these going, these are already set at 78 and they're still at 78, so that's pretty good. So there you go. That's how I have these set up. And I knew about these, but watching the TM Aquatics, after I just commented on it, like, those are pretty cool, thanks for the information, but I'll probably never need anything like that because I was swearing off heaters. And I just couldn't keep these bottom tanks warm enough. So here I am with heaters and Inkbird temperature controller for insurance. So they're not 100% safe, but they are a lot safer than they were. Just relying completely on the Aqueon little heaters thermostat. So thank y'all for watching. Bye.